Good morning, everyone. This is Justin Michael McSweeney, alias Joe Peace, coming to you from my bedroom at about 3:30 a.m. in the morning. Oh, yeah, a.m. is morning. Yeah, that's kind of unnecessary. Um, I am doing my third video to post here on YouTube, and I'm like lying in bed, awake, wide awake, thinking, what am I doing? I don't need to be lying here. I am not ready for sleep right now. I'm awake. And I thought I may as well just get up and get the laptop out and have a bit of a rant. But as I do, I like to rant. Um, I wanted to share, I guess, part of the driving force behind the Rising Sun's revolution. And it's kind of on the back of my life story and where it's taken me over the last 56 years, and it's been one hell of a ride, one hell of a ride. Um, and as I've said on the previous two videos, I'm very, very grateful and very blessed to be where I am right now. Like the level of peace and love that's flowing through my body right now is just insane. It's incredible. It's beautiful. Um, and one of the major factors behind that, I think I've touched on my relentless pursuit of the truth. And nothing kind of made sense to me until recently. So, my childhood days, my early adolescent days, my adult days, um, were filled with discontent. I knew there was something more, and my desire was unwavering. I needed to find out what that more was, because something was nagging away at me inside, and I couldn't find any kind of contentment in my life. And so I've gone from all sorts of things: anxiety, depression, alcoholism, uh, a whole lot of stuff, and probably I'll flesh those things out as time goes by. I'll see what's appropriate in the moment. But where I am now is on the back of a whole lot of work that I've done to discover the answers. And up until the last year or two, I was searching for the answers outside of myself. I was searching the world for the Holy Grail. And I was just looking at the lyrics to the song Holy Grail by Hunters and Collectors. What a perfect masterpiece that is. Because not just me, but the vast majority of the population out there in this earth of ours is raising all corners of the globe for the Holy Grail. And we've literally raised the earth to try and find the Holy Grail. And it's, it, in, and I get, I kind of laugh at it now because I'm really laughing at myself, not laughing at the perilous state that the world's in at the moment. I'm laughing at just how ludicrous that whole notion is, to find something that we've already got within ourselves. It's already in there. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Everything that we want and unconsciously and even now consciously desire is right there within us. It's already there. There's nowhere to go, nowhere else to look. And it never made sense to me, that concept, like that notion. I've heard people talk about that. Those that found the Holy Grail would say, "Stop looking, you're already there." And I didn't know what that meant. So ultimately, as I was lying here prior to just recording this, I was uh, practicing my breathwork routine that I've done now for oh, probably 2 years since I discovered it, and now it's really it's just amazing. It's a non-negotiable. I just simply have to do it. Whenever I've got any sense of doubt or uncertainty or fear or whatever it is, I just come back to my breath. I come back to deep within here, and everything just becomes so clear and so easy. And I, I guess for me, that's part of what this revolution's about, is finding our own individual truth. I mean, I know mine, my story's mine, my truth is mine alone. There is no one else, right? In my sphere of influence, there is no one else besides me. That's, and that realization just gives you so much power, so much certainty, surety, self assurance, um, and then leads into, for me, it's leading into a really purpose driven life where I get up each day knowing that there's something really important. Um, and that primarily is connecting with other humans and sharing my truth, whether it's verbally like this or whether it's just in an exchange of a smile or uh, "G'day, how you doing?" or and it's so easy to do. It really is so easy, but for whatever reason, we've become so separate, so isolated, so putting walls up to protect ourselves because we think, and we've bought into the script that there's something to be fearful of. Thanks to those marvelous people pumping us on the television with a whole lot of propaganda and the need to sell newspapers and sell TV programs is to sensationalize and ramp up the fear levels so people are drawn to it like the moth to a light globe. It's uh, I would say that there was a moment there was a time there, especially during the COVID period, where I was really anti those people. I was really anti them. I'm thinking, you are a bunch of liars and you are annoying me right now. But then I've come to the peace with it that it's just their role, right? They're oblivious to, most of them are, not necessarily the ones that are paying them, but most of them that are getting paid are oblivious to their contribution to the way the world is right now. They're completely oblivious. And, obviously it's just manifesting itself as, like I feel like the world's imploding because people are raising all corners of the globe for the Holy Grail. And quite often we see the Holy Grail as being this pay packet or some sort of material inducement to do something that's not necessarily in alignment with who we are, but because we've been taught that that's what success looks like, we'll go down that path. Um, and I'm no different to that. I've spent many years of my life, chasing the almighty dollar and not really taking too much notice of the impact of that, of any of those pursuits. And um, So now it's kind of so clear in my vision that we don't need to be doing that. And the revolution is about turning around and really turning around, turning inward, deep within each one of us. Um, because once we discover our truth, none of that propaganda, none of that fear mongering, none of the so called disasters of the world will penetrate that. Because once you come back within, you just don't have um, any dramas with anything. It's it's such a freeing experience, and ironically, once you harness that individual truth, you start to notice all the beauty that the world holds, rather than all the bad things. So, uh, yeah, I'm just keen to explore this space and see how we can band together. Um, you know, I'm just going to read a piece of this Holy Grail that I've got sitting next to me. It says, I woke up this morning from the strangest dream. I was in the biggest army the world has ever seen. We were marching as one on the road to the Holy Grail. And that's what we're going to be doing. The rising suns are going to rise and march to the Holy Grail that is anything but what we've been taught to believe it is. On that note, I'm going to leave it. I'll see anyone that wants to watch tomorrow.